Alright, today guys we're going to edit a light painting and then use it for an advertisement. So here's the one I opened. I opened it in Camera Raw. It's a CR2 file, raw file. And the first thing I'm going to do is just start moving down the line. So like temperature, for example, it's a little bit too blue for me, even though it looks kind of cool. I want it to be somewhat realistic still. So I'm going to bump mine up just a little bit. Tint looks fine to me. Exposure, not going to touch yet. I do like high contrast myself, so I'm going to bump that up some. And I would say if you're going to mess with yours, go to the extremes and see what it looks like first, and then decide where you'd like to put it. Highlights, I'm going to tone down just a little bit. It's a little bright there. Shadows, now that's kind of like the mid-tones. I'm going to bring it down a little bit, I think. I don't like seeing all the detail. I want it to be black all the way around the edges, so I'm going to bring that down some too. And then the blacks. I'm going to bring down the blacks some, but not too much. Alright, I want to be able to see the details in the pants still. I can click on this to see where all the black's happening. If it's blue, it's not showing up at all. So I'm going to take my blacks and make it so I'm not losing any detail in my body or hair, but I don't mind losing detail in the background. So you can play with that to get it just right, and if I don't want to see that, I click on it again. Alright, that looks pretty good to me. And I think I'm happy with that. Let's go to clarity. I'm going to pump that up. Vibrance, you can go any way with this. If you go real high, the colors start to look weird. The colors in the face are strange as well. Actually, I'm going to bring down mine a little bit, and you can mess with saturation as well. Just depends what you're kind of looking for. Okay, I want mine to be pretty bright though, so I'm going to bring up my saturation a little bit. One other thing I could look at is effects, and I could drop down this if I want to get a little bit of vignetting on the edge. Don't want to go white, obviously. Maybe for yours you would want to do that. I'm just going to get a little bit of vignetting because I like how it's getting darker on his face over here. And there we go. So that looks pretty good to me. You can do local adjustments. You can go to spot removal and stuff like that. You can also even add graduated filter. So let's say I click and drag. I can choose where the light's going. Like let's say I up the exposure. This means the exposure's higher from here on out and then decreases from here to here back to normal. So that's something you can mess with. It's not necessary if you don't want it. I believe you can just click on it and hit delete and get rid of it. It just depends if you want to emphasize a certain area or not. Or you could use the brush, adjustment brush, which is very useful. So let's say I want some of this area to be darker for sure. Like back here, for example. I can drop exposure down, or I can take shadows and drop them down as well. And I can it basically will blacken that area for me. Maybe I want to go around all the edges and kind of do some of that. Okay, it's kind of up to you how you want to use that. Then I can open up image, and once it's loaded in, looking at it, what I want to do is I'm going to first zoom out just a little bit. And what I first really should do is I'm going to duplicate this layer quick. Alright. And what I can do is go to image, canvas size, and let's go larger. So I'm going to go 30. You know what? Actually, we don't really need to do that. If I want to make some blank area, I'm going to do it differently actually. I'm going to take that top layer and drop it down some. Let's say I only need like a size like that. Apply to transformation. And by the way, if you don't see these constraining portions, you click on this button right here, show transform controls. And then what I do with the background is I'm going to create another layer. I'm going to put it in between these two layers here, and then I can draw just a square behind it that's going to be black. Now to get that actual black, I can use eyedropper, make sure it's the same black, and then I will go back to my square and draw it the size that I need. Okay, so there, I just made it black, and then, alright, so it's all black there, and you don't need the background anymore. You can just get rid of it if you'd like, but we need these two layers on for sure. Okay, and if we zoom in now, you'll see like these edges, you got things going on, we got to take care of that. So I'm going to use a brush, and right now it's on normal mode, which is just fine. I need to make sure I'm on the layer that I'm editing though, so I have to click on this one. See, if I'm on this one, it shows no, you can't do that. So I got to click on the top layer, and I'm going to shrink this down, and I want to use a fuzzy brush, and I can just kind of go along the edges here and kind of get rid of it so it's not so obvious. And then even the areas like this, if I want to get rid of, I can do so as well. Alright, so I'm getting rid of those things. That looks pretty good. I can zoom out. If you'd like to do other effects in here, other things, that's fine. I'm keeping mine pretty simple for this, so I'm just going to go with this. Alright, once I'm ready and I'm done, I can do Save As, and it's going to allow me to save as a JPEG, and you'll choose JPEG, and then it'll ask you what quality and stuff like that. Number 8 is fine for quality when you get there. Okay, I already exported once, so I'm not going to just move on. And then in Illustrator, once I have it open there, you just do File, Open. You can open it that way. I have my logo here. You can't see it because it's all white, but I'm going to select all of it, and I'm going to copy it. I'm going to bring it into here. It'll maybe say something about the colors not being quite the same. That's fine, especially because mine's black and white. And I hit yes. Oops, sorry, you didn't want to see that yet. But basically, I'm going to paste my logo in, and it's going to look like this. And if I want to select just that, I can just do Shift, deselect that, and I can move it around and decide. And then here's the little slogan I made, Excite the Senses. I didn't know what else to really say about this picture, but I wanted to have something to do with photography. So that's the one I chose. Keep in mind you want to keep the same size bleed all the way around pretty much. This is a little bit off here, so I'll get them hold down Shift, and I can use my arrow keys and just bump it over a little bit. And go with that. And play with where things should be placed. I'm only going to require you guys to have a slogan with your logo, but if you'd like to have something else like grand opening sale or something like that, that's fine as well. Alright, I think that's about it. When you're done, you can just do File, Save for Web, and save it as a JPEG and throw it up on your wiki. So, hope you learned something. Good luck.